and welcome back. Just a real quick, maybe 2 or 3 minute video today. I know I've already done a video on the build of this unique treehouse. Please check it out on my channel. But Infinity Sims and More, she's a growing channel. She requested that I do more of a breakdown. I can't do a rebuild or a let's build because the way I work is I just sort of wing it as I build, and to recreate it would be kind of impossible for me. So I'm just going to show the inside real quick so that you can kind of see, the lady who lives here is an artist. There's more detail to it on the original video of this walkthrough. But before I show you the grid and all of that, I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse of the inside in case you're interested in watching the full tour. So what you can do is, if you're interested in recreating this, I'll show you the grid in a moment. You can kind of stop the video, pause it, look at the grid, and maybe go to your other device that you use and build it that way. You can just keep pausing and playing and reviewing it. So let's open up the grid here, and I'm just gonna give you the quick, visual of how many spaces it is, where I've placed the furniture. One thing you'll notice as you go up on the levels is that it's sort of asymmetrical. So if you're looking at it from the front or the sides, the decks don't match. Some decks are wider at the top and more narrow on the bottom because I wanted it to resemble a tree trunk. And tree trunks are not straight up and down. They're very, very asymmetrical. Actually, the whole tree is very asymmetrical. So I wanted to recreate that effect. And as you go along here, if you are going to use this video to build the treehouse, you can count the squares, you can make it your own, you can, just do it identical to mine or your own way. But I just wanted to show you, because of her request, that, how I kind of did this. Again, she's a growing channel and she wanted me to do a let's build, but I let her know that I couldn't. So I'm just going to show you the grid up and down as slowly as I can, just so that you can get an idea of how I did build it. And you can note how wide the decks are on one side and the other. Some are, on some levels, are wider than the other levels. And then at the top, you see a larger deck, and then the small little lookout building and the treehouse that we got a few updates back that I stuck on the top there to give it more of a tree effect. And that way the person also can go to the top of the tree and kind of look out just as you would if you climbed one. One thing I love are these tall, spiky looking plants that I've placed kind of randomly all along the sides, because if you do that, you see how they stick out through the other parts of the buildings and the decks, especially like down there. And that, to me, it looks more natural, like see it going all the way from that level to the one up above it. It makes it look more like a tree. And try not to be too neat with it. Try to just kind of randomly space the plants outside, because again, you're thinking tree here, and trees are very, random as far as where the branches are, the leaves, the twigs, and all of that. So I'm giving you another quick overview of the grid here, and if you're interested in building it, I would consider that a huge compliment, because this is one of my more unique builds. So there we go. Another overview of the outside here. That's the front. And I love the green artwork, because you can put those inside or outside. So if you're trying to create the tree effect, it kind of looks like moss growing up the sides. And those large plants that we got that I never get to use for anything because they're a little too large for my taste to use on a regular house, worked perfectly here. So thanks for watching, and hello Infinity Sims and More. Good luck with your channel. Thanks guys.